2021 is shaping up to be one of the best years in boxing, it seems like. Got a lot of unexpected fights being made. We're not getting a lot of the fights that should have been made, but none, no, not to take nothing away from some of these good boxers out here, but a lot of them should be mixing it up with each other, and we just ain't getting those type of fights yet. And I don't even know if we ever will, but we still got a lot of action for this year lined up, man. So we're gonna run them down real quick. Some of them are significant fights. Some of them are comeback fights, or some of them are just fights that, like, test fights to see how the fighter does after coming off a loss. Anything, So we're gonna run through them real quick, and here's the ones that I found to be very interesting. May 29th, we got Devin Haney versus Jorge Lenaris. Should be a very good scrap. This is what you want to call a step-up fight for Devin Haney. This fight right here is the fight that lets people see where Devin Haney is when it comes to his boxing skill. Because you got Jorge Lenaris, which is a guy that was able to knock down Lomachenko in, I believe, the 6th round of their fight. Pretty decent power. Not a world beater, but he has pretty decent power. And he's a veteran. He's a vet compared to Devin Haney, at least. So we have to see how Devin Haney handles him. This is one of those fights, kind of like how Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell, one of those what you want to call a step-up fight, to see how to prove himself and to see where he is. And people give Devin Haney a lot of slack because of that Gamboa fight. He wasn't able to put Gamboa out. But I think it was because he said himself, he was going to knock him out. And that's why I don't like when boxers say that, because what if we don't get the knockout, then everybody start looking at you funny, But nonetheless, I think he did good in that fight. I think he showed a lot of his boxing skill. He's a very, very skilled fighter, Devin Haney. So I'll give him his credit, man. But people want to see how he does if he beats other fighters more convincingly. Somebody like Jorge Lenaris should be a good test for that, and that's what we're about to find out on May 29th this weekend. So stay tuned for the Devin Haney versus Jorge Lenaris fight, which is a title defense as well too for Devin Haney. So that's why this is also of significance. Then we got June 5th, we got Daniel Dubois versus Bogdan Dinu. This is a first fight for Daniel Dubois coming off that loss that he took to Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut, where he quit because of his eyes. Eye was swollen shut. You're gonna have people say he still should have fought with a fuse shut, his eye fuse shut. Some will say it was a good thing that he quit. It's a toss up. It's whatever. I'm not gonna talk about that. But this is a fight to really gauge where Daniel Dubois' head is at, if he's still mentally there. Because sometimes when a boxer has momentum and then he loses first fight, his mental ain't the same no more. We'll have to find out. We will find that out June 5th. Then June 6th, we got Jean Pascal versus Badou Jack 2. First time these dudes fought was a couple of years ago, I believe 2019. I think that was the last time they fought. Jean Pascal pulled that off. He was able to knock Badou Jack down in the 4th round, I believe. And then Badou Jack ended up knocking him down in, I think, the 12th. I think it was the 12th round. But Jean Pascal was able to edge that out. This fight is also significant because Jean Pascal is the WBA super champion at 175 pounds. So this will be a title defense and a chance for Badou Jack to get a title. So and to also even it up, have a one up on Jean Pascal to even their wins. And who knows, maybe we'll go into a trilogy. If Badou Jack wins, we're going to, we'll see a trilogy. These dudes are both out of their prime, right on that cusp where they're out of their prime and they're on the peak of that decline. So they're right there, I guess retirement age group, right? Close to retirement age in boxing right there on that level. They're not quite there yet, but they're almost there. Should be a great scrap. And we'll see. Check out my Bottle Jack versus John Pascal too. I did a prediction. Check that out. Then June 12th, we got Shakur Stevenson versus Jeremiah Nakatila. This is a Namibian African fighter. This is not a real fight of significance, man. I don't really see, if anything, it's telling us right now, it's just letting us know that Shakur Stevenson needs to leave Top Rank. He's going to have to get away from Bob Arum as soon as he can, because he's going to be stuck just like Terrence Crawford. He's going to be getting these remanufactured fighters or these low-key subpar fighters, and he's not going to fight the best competition because Bob ain't going to want to fucking pay for it. It's pretty much what it is, So if I was Shakur, I'd leave. But this fight should be easy work for Shakur Stevenson. I'm not really too concerned about him losing this fight at all. Then we got June the 19th. We got some good ones on the 19th, man. We got Monster in the Way versus Michael Dasmariñas. Filipino dude versus a Japanese. And this is title defense as well. So this is a significant fight for Monster in the Way. Should be a real good banger because both these dudes like to brawl. And I'll be making a prediction video over this too. But this should be a really good scrap. Then you got Teofimo Lopez versus George Campbell Jr. To me, this fight is significant because this is also a title defense fight, where Teofimo Lopez is defending his titles against George Kambosos. It also is significant because this is the fight that everybody's going to be paying attention to, because after this, we're going to see where Teofimo Lopez goes, because he's been calling out Devin Haney, saying he wants Devin Haney next. So this fight right here, people are going to be watching because they're going to say, okay, let's see what happens at the end of this fight if he calls out Devin Haney or he says some other shit after the fact, or he starts calling out Josh Taylor, who isn't even in his division, and stuff like that. We'll find out after this fight. Then we got also June 19th, Jaime Munguia and his opponent is to be announced. Don't even know why I brought this one up. I mean, Jaime Munguia has not fought any real competition. They're padding his record. He ducked Andrade. I'm pretty sure he shook and moved around Triple G and the Charlo. So he's gonna have to he's another one. You know what I'm saying? He's another fighter that is gonna have to do something, man. He's gonna have to do something instead of just being stagnant in the division. So we'll see where Jaime Munguia goes from here after this fight, because there's, I don't know what his intentions are. I mean, you got champs, you got the belts are scattered all through 160. You got Murata with a belt, Arislandi Lara got a belt, Jamal Chala got a belt, Triple G got a belt, Demetrius Andrade got a belt. So why isn't he fighting any of these guys? So we'll see. Then we got Jamal Charla versus Juan Montiel, which is a title defense for Jamal Charlo's WBC belt. Just a fight of significance because this is a title defense for him, man. I don't really see anything else special about the fight, but it's still going to be a good fight. But Jamal Charlo takes it all day. But it should also be a bridge, a fight where we should see after this Jamal Charlo start going after these other champions. I'm talking about heavy. We shouldn't see any more rewind fights, because this guy pretty much, I don't think he's even better than Deontay, man. It's like Jamal Charlo went backwards almost, as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see what happens after this fight, who Jamal Charlo ends up calling out. See, that's the reason why a lot of these fights have significance, because some of these fighters, man, we've been wanting to see them in the ring with some of these other dudes, and it just hasn't been happening. So then when you see them take on lesser comp, and then you always wait till after the fight is over to see what they're going to say. And this is one of those fights. Out of this group of fights here, this is one of them. I'm very curious to see what Jamal Charlo says, who he wants to take on after he wins this fight. So then you got also June 26th, you got Vasil Lomachenko versus Nakatani. Very interesting fight. Fight of significance simply because we want to see where Lomachenko's head is at after his loss to Teofimo Lopez. See if he can handle Nakatani, see if he can handle the power of Nakatani, or it's just going to be a rerun of a Teofimo fight. Will Nakatani do the same thing to Loma that Teofimo Lopez did? Guess we'll have to find that out. But I also made a prediction video for that. Check that out in my prediction video playlist. Then also on June 26th, we got Mario Barrios versus Gervonta Tank Davis, which is a fight where he decides to take on a 140-pounder. Okay, so pretty significant fight for Tank because this is a step-up fight for him and lets us know how he handles 140. Does his power carry? Does his speed carry? And is his stamina going to be better because he doesn't have to cut so much weight? But we'll see. Some say this is a tough fight for Tank. Others say this is easy work. I don't think this is a tough fight at all for Tank. And y'all going to figure that out on June. Then on July 3rd, we got Yoriokas Gamboa versus Chris Colbert. This is not really a significant fight here. This is one of those fights where they're using Yoriokas Gamboa again as a. I don't even want to at this point. I don't even think Gamboa is a gatekeeper, man. I think he's being used as a litmus test, as like a barometer, for these younger fighters to see how their skills look. That's the thing I don't understand about it, because on one hand, they're putting Gamboa in there with these dudes as if Gamboa is some kind of tough test for him, but then he really ain't. So I don't understand it, man. But I just don't get it. Chris Colbert is gonna go in there. He's gonna style on Gamboa, and they're just gonna compare. Watch. They're going to compare how Chris Colbert did against Gamboa the way they did versus Tank and Devin. Because I even did it. I made a video doing that. Go check out my video I made a while ago where I compared the performance of Devin Haney versus Gamboa versus Tank Davis. How I looked at both of those fights. And we'll see. Because I think Devin Haney did much better than Tank Davis did, in my opinion. And we'll see if Chris Colbert can do better than Devin Haney and Tank Davis. If Chris Colbert can get Gamboa out of there, knock him out before Tank even knocked him out, stopped him. Tank didn't even really stop him. Let's see if Tank stopped him later on. It stopped later on, I think it was a TKO, yeah. But I'm talking about just straight knock him out where he ain't, the ref is waving it off, he ain't getting back up type shit. Not sure if Chris Colbert can pull it off, but we'll see. But he'll definitely box brilliantly against Gamboa. I think the fight gonna look just like the Devin Haney fight, but you're probably gonna see a little bit more aggression in it because Chris Colbert is a little bit more aggressive than Devin Haney. So we'll see how that one shapes up. And then you have July the 17th, we got Jamel Charla versus Brian Castano, which is a unified, undisputed bout. And both of these fighters are putting their belts on the line. We got Jamel Charlo, who has the, I believe he has the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC belt. And then Brian Castano has the WBO that he took off of Patrick Teixeira. So we have Charlo, who took the belts off of Jason Rosario, which was a really good fight. That was a good fight. That was just he stopped him. Jamel Charlo is a whole nother fucking animal, man. But this fight should definitely this one is interesting too, and it has significance because we get to see if Jamel Charlo wins, what's next for Jamel Charlo. Does he defend his titles? What does he do after? I mean, he's not gonna move up. He's gonna move up in the division with his brother. Is he gonna stay and defend his titles? Which I think he should, because there are a few fights I'd like to see at one. I would love to see that Jarrett Hurd fight. I would like to even see a third fight between him and Tony Harrison. I would love to see that. So this fight is definitely significance, man. It's a fight to pay attention to. July 24th, we got Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. The trilogy that almost didn't happen. This fight is very significant because it means a lot for Deontay Wilder for the most part. We get to see where he actually is mentally when it comes to fighting, if he's the same Wilder, and it's a chance for him to regain his WBC heavyweight title from Tyson Fury. And I made a prediction on it, so go check it out. But this fight is very significant because it answers a lot of questions. It answers, it'll let us know if Tyson Fury really does have Deontay Wilder's number, meaning, is this the guy that Deontay Wilder just can't beat? Sometimes it happens like that. I think that was how it was with Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley. Same thing. So this fight is going to tell us that. It's going to give us a chance for Deontay Wilder to get his belt back. We'll see. But this is one of the biggest fights of the year right here, is the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury trilogy match. Then we got August 14th, we got Guillermo Reagan versus John Casamaro. Whoa, what a big one. This fight is going to be action-packed, bro. Prediction video coming for this fight. I don't even know what to say about this one, man. I'm not going to say too much about the way I think the fight is going to go. But on the surface, Reagan, on the surface is a good fight because Reagan, man, he only has like one loss. And then John Casamaro, I believe he has 4 losses. So, watching Reagan, this is a significant fight for me, at least, because it gets to show us how Reagan does after a 1 year layoff nearly. And also, this is very significant because Reagan is a champion. He is the WBA. And John Casamaro is the WBO regular. So they're both the regular champions. One is WBA, one is WBO. So this is a unification fight, which makes it even bigger because your boy Reagan, man, he was almost damn near railroaded when he took that Loma fight, which wasn't a good idea. But again, here we go. Blame Bob. Hashtag blame Bob. But anyway. I would love to see Reagan on top, man. I'm rooting for Reagan to win this fight. I'll be making a prediction on this fight as well, so stay tuned for that. And then August 21st, of course, we got Errol Spence Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao, which is a very significant fight for the fight fans because we didn't see it coming. This is a fight where Errol could lose this fight, but a lot of people don't think so because of Manny's age. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to go the way people think it is. But, hey, I could be wrong, right? We'll see. But also, this is a unification fight for Errol Spence or Pacquiao. I believe the WBA, because there's a lot of back and forth going on. Will he be elevated back to WBA Super? And I believe he already has been. So I believe this fight is going to be for 3 belts for Errol Spence, his WBC and IBF titles, and Manny Pacquiao's WBA. Should be a great fight. Should be some kind of a war. And I made a prediction video for it. Go ahead and check it out. Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr. prediction. And then we have August 28th. We got Jose Ozgentegwe versus David Benavidez. This fight is not really, it's not really too much of exciting fight, so to say, like a fight that everybody just waiting to see. You know, I would have much rather the David Benavidez fight line up a Daniel Jacobs fight. You know, but you know it is what it is. Either way, man, you know he should beat this dude. He should definitely beat him and move up the rankings. But what's interesting is if you look at a lot of these, I think it's the WBC and I forgot it's the IBF. David Benavidez is on the heels of Canelo, man. So pretty soon, man, all of that Mexican fighter shit that he's talking is not gonna matter, bro. You're gonna have to see somebody, man. You're gonna have to see David Benavidez one way or another, you know. But you know, my take is, man, he's gonna probably end up becoming undisputed if he gets the belt from Caleb Plant. And then when it comes time to fight Benavidez, I think Canelo's gonna end up probably vacating. Either he's gonna vacate, drop the belts, move up, or he's just gonna retire. And he's never gonna get the smoke with David Benavidez and some other fighters that we want to see him fight. That would suck because that goes back to what I was saying about defending your titles, man. I think a real champion sticks around for a minute. You know, defend your title, bro. You got the title, you the undisputed. Okay, stick around and defend your shit. Don't shake and move around competition. Stay there, plant your feet, no pun intended, and defend your titles for a few times. You want to retire after that? Fine. Stick around though. Retire. Fight these dudes that's in line with you, man. That's number one ranked, number two, whatever. Don't pick no lower ranked voluntaries, man. Pick somebody that we want to see you fight, you know, or that want to fight you that's up there in the top 5 or whatever, the first slot ranking, whoever, second. You know what I mean? Stop dipping and ducking, man. This is clear. The comp is out here, and the Canelo fanboys, yo, those fights ain't no. Okay, so let them. All right, if those dudes ain't nobody, then who was Rocky Fielding? I'm gonna say it again. Who was Rocky Fielding? Who was Avni Yildirim? They were nobodies as well, right? Compared to a David Benavidez or a Charla or somebody like that. And if these dudes are really nobodies, then Canelo should have no problem icing them. And then when Canelo says, "Oh, Andrade's looking for a payday," well, this is boxing, bro. It's prize fighting. Why wouldn't he be looking for a fucking payday? That's what this is all about. Being the best and getting paid to be the best and getting paid to fight. Canelo, are you fighting for free, Canelo? You looking for paydays, right? So why can't Demetrius Andrade and everybody else look for a payday? Whether it's with you or anybody else. So please miss me with the bull, Canelo. We also have a fight with the date to be announced between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. This fight almost didn't happen because Tyson Fury was quote unquote supposed to fight Anthony Joshua in an undisputed fight, but arbitration rules and everything else squashed that and forced Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder because there was a rematch clause in the fight, the second fight, and Tyson Fury didn't want to honor that. So what happened is the WBO had Alexander Usyk as Anthony Joshua's mandatory. So once this happened, now the green light is on for Alexander Usyk to fight him. He has, Anthony Joshua has no choice. I guess if he doesn't, he gets stripped of his WBO. So that fight is on the way. We don't have an exact date yet. At least I haven't seen one. But that fight is coming sometime this summer, probably around August. We don't know exactly what date. Should be interesting because this is a fight, a title defense fight for Anthony Joshua to defend his 3 titles. And this is a potential belt grab for Alexander Usyk, who is pretty new to the division. Good scrap, though. We'll see. And I made a prediction on that as well. Go check it out in the prediction playlist on my channel. And then that concludes, man. That concludes everything, man. Those fights right there are some of the hottest fights coming up this year, 2021. Stick around. I've got some prediction videos coming and a couple other videos on the way. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Love y'all. Catch y'all later on the next one. Support the channel, like and subscribe. See y'all later on the next one, man. Peace out.